The Lenovo ThinkPad Z13, $1,355.40 to start. $1,851.85 as configured isn't the ThinkPad you remember. Lenovo's black, boxy design is iconic, and often shows up on our list of the best ultrabooks, but after 30 years of ThinkPads, Lenovo is mixing things up with the new Z series, utilizing minimal ports, vegan leather, and AMD chips. There are lots of little upgrades as well. An updated touchpad gets haptic feedback, and a communications bar houses a 1008x camera with IR functionality and dual microphones. It all sticks to the ThinkPad ethos, but feels more modern. Although all the new inclusions may surprise dire ThinkPad fans, many of the design choices are incredibly slick, adding functionality while making the Z13 incredibly attractive. However, the AMD Ryzen Pro chip inside didn't always offer stellar performance in our design of the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. The Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 has a minimalist design made with 95% recycled aluminum and, in our review unit, vegan leather from recycled water bottles. The design is sleek and attractive. The lightweight chassis utilizes a bronze brushed metal finish made with recycled metal. The vegan leather lid is only available for one Z13 configuration, which is the one we tested. Otherwise, you get a gray aluminum lid. Although the vegan leather seems durable and adds to the overall premium feel of the device, at the time of this writing, it costs $45 extra. The lid sports ThinkPad branding on the bottom right corner next to its classic dotted eye. The bottom of the laptop has 3 feet, with 2 down-firing speakers on the edges. Unfortunately, the metal finish allows for many smudges and fingerprints on the bottom, which might be the best argument for paying a little extra for fake leather. The raised communications bar, which houses the webcam and dual microphone, protrudes enough above the screen to work as a handle to lift the laptop open. Once revealed, you'll see that the inclusion of the raised bar allowed Lenovo to decrease the bezel around the rest of the Z13's display. Productivity performance on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. We tested the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 with an AMD Ryzen 7 Pro 6850U, an 8-core, 16-thread processor with a 2.7 GHz boost clock and a 4.7 GHz base. Lenovo does offer an exclusive U-series processor from AMD called the Ryzen 7 Pro 6860Z, also with 8 cores and 16 threads, but an ever so slightly higher 4.73 GHz max boost. The Z13 we reviewed also sported 16 GB of LPDDR5 RAM and a 512 on Geekbench 5, an overall performance benchmark with heavy CPU focus. The ThinkPad Z13 notched a single-core score of 1,501 and a multi-core score of 8,768. In some cases, it lost out to Intel-based notebooks using 12th Gen P series processors. Lenovo's flagship business laptop, the ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 10 with its Intel Core i7 1260p had a 1,644 single-core score and an 8,159 multi-core score, winning in the former but coming behind in the latter. The Dell XPS 13 Plus Intel Core i7 1280p had the best performance overall, with 1,797 single-core and 10,621 multi-core scores. The Asus ZenBook S13 OLED's Ryzen 7 6800U showed similar performance to the Z13, albeit with a slightly weaker multi-core score. Keyboard and touchpad on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. The keyboard on the ThinkPad Z13 is completely usable, but I wish it had a bit more feedback. It's spaced out well, but the keys, while offering plenty of travel, have only a slight thump when you press down. I expect a bit more tactility from a ThinkPad keyboard. When I tested my typing skills on 10 fingers, I scored 61 words per minute, WPM with a 97.12% accuracy. That's in the ballpark of the 60 WPM score I usually get typing on laptop. Audio on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. The audio on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 is surprisingly fantastic. The 2 down-firing speakers on the bottom are powerful. While watching Goodfellas, after the latter closed the trunk of the car and Rags to Riches started playing, the sound quality was akin to what I expect from a TV. Battery life on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. The Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 has extraordinary battery life. During our battery benchmark, which continually browses the web, streams video, and runs OpenGL tests over Wi-Fi at 150 nits of brightness, the Z13 lasted 13 hours and 58 minutes. The ZenBook S13 OLED, another Ryzen 6000 base machine, was the closest to rivaling the Z13 at 11. 2. The XPS 13 Plus and ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 10 lasted 7, 34, and 8, 48, respectively. Although not as strong as last year's ThinkPad X1 Carbon, Gen 9 and its 15.5-hour battery life, the Z13 is pretty close. A. Software and warranty on the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13. The Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 is very light on pre-installed software, including the usual Windows apps we see. Commercial Vantage offers easy access to your warranty information and serial number, and Lenovo Pen lets you customize settings if you use a stylus. Lenovo View lets users adjust light, color, and intensity to improve video quality, but it doesn't really improve things much. Glance by Mirametrix uses the Z13's IR sensors to change the camera's height, provide wellness checks based on posture, and offer various video conferencing features. Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 configuration. Our configuration of the Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 came with a Ryzen 7 Pro 6850U, 16GB of LPDDR5 RAM, and a 512. It also has a 13.3-inch display with a 1920x1200 resolution, 60Hz refresh rate, and a 16:10 aspect ratio. Ours also had the vegan leather top cover, putting the price at $1,851.85. The ThinkPad Z13 starts at $1,355.40 with a Ryzen 5 Pro 6650U, 16GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and a non-touch screen, as well as the aluminum top. Lenovo's most expensive pre-configured unit has the Ryzen 7 Pro 6860Z, 32GB of RAM, 1TB SSD, and a 2880x1800 OLED touchscreen for $2,267. This version also doesn't have the vegan leather top cover, which appears to be tied to certain configurations. Overview. The Lenovo ThinkPad Z13 is an attractive new business laptop with a minimalist design and the option for exclusive AMD Ryzen hardware. Although we didn't have the OLED version to test, the Edge 16:10 display is still impressive. It also has a new comfortable touchpad with haptic functionality and fantastic battery life that will last an entire work day. We are going to end this video right away. If you have any query or information to share, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.